Aloha from the Big Island. Today I want to talk about some of the modifications I have done to this V-Strom, and in particular this badass top case that I put on for just over 65 bucks. And I want to tell you how I did it and why I did it. So stick around. So if you remember a few videos back, you may have seen my ghetto top case that cost me, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 bucks, something like that. It was just a cheap plastic container that I bolted on temporarily while I was waiting on the real top case. The one I've got on here now is a Pelican style top case. It's not a Pelican. I actually just went online recently and started looking at the Pelican cases, and they're running a whole, probably half price of what they have been in the past. And Pelican is the standard. Pelican is the gold standard when it comes to tough, rugged, waterproof cases. You can put those things underwater, but at the time I found the alternative to Pelicans, I think the Harbor Freight version was probably a quarter of the cost of a real Pelican. But they have these at Harbor Freight. Most of the stores have them. We don't have a Harbor Freight here on the island, so I had to order mine online, and you could do that too. Mosquitoes. It was just over 60 bucks. I think they're running about 60 bucks now. The Pelican version of this, 174, which is probably about half price of back when I started using the Harbor Freight version. Apache is what they call these now. You compare this case to a 1550 Pelican, and it's $100 less than half price of the Pelican, but still, this is a really good quality case. I'm really impressed with my last case that is still on the BMW. The RT has worked flawlessly. It's been down several times, and that's why I love these things. A top case typically that comes with a bike or that you order aftermarket are usually $400, $500, $600 or more, made out of thin plastic. They're typically made to lock 1 or 2 helmets in, and they're not really good for anything else. They're not good for being upside down, which is why I love Pelican style cases. I could put this in the water upside down for several minutes while while I'm upside down under the bike trying to get air. I could crawl out from under the bike and get the bike back up, and nothing in here will be wet. But let me show you a little bit more about what I'm talking about and why. Besides the fact that this thing is really heavy gauge plastic, very durable, it's got 4 latches on here, and it's got some locking ports, so I can put a padlock on both sides of these. Normally I just put one on each, but the main thing is it's heavy and durable and stands up to all the crashes that I endure. But in addition, it is waterproof, and it holds all my electronics. I've had laptop in here, I've had all my camera gear in here, and the key component here is this rubber strip around here. That's why Pelican has been the leader in this technology for years, because they built really rugged, stiff, hard cases that don't get crushed, and you lock them down and they're waterproof. So that's why I prefer these now, and I probably won't ever go back to anything else, especially $600, $800 top boxes. Those top cases just are ridiculous. And you can go more expensive than that. You can buy some Touratech aluminum cases, but I don't need anything this tall. This is fine. This holds all my electronics, and it keeps it out of the weather, and unlike top cases, it's much more durable. I think somebody probably with a good screwdriver could probably get into most top cases, and I guess if they really wanted in here, they could get in here too, but it's going to take them a while to get in here. Another one of the problems that I have is that I'm a giant. Comes with the territory being a moto giant, I guess. One of the things that I consistently find myself doing with most of the motorcycles that I purchase is adding a handlebar riser to the handlebars. Because I'm 6'5", I need to stand on the pegs when I'm off-road, or just if I'm on a long distance ride, even on a street bike, I like to get up on the pegs, get some airflow going to the derriere. This is the fastest and easiest way to do that. I'm not going to go into the reasons why you should consider riding your motorcycle on the pegs. I made a video, if you want to check that out, with lots of reasons why you should be up on the pegs, especially when you're off-road. Today I want to talk about why I put handlebar risers on almost all my bikes, especially the off-road machines. The bikes that go in the dirt, I put handlebar risers on all of them. I'm a tall guy, I need it. If you're under 6 feet, it may not be an issue for you, but for me, most standard bikes are very uncomfortable and very unstable when I'm bending over to grab the handlebars. So just a little bit of boost allows me to stand on the pegs with very little discomfort. You know, most guys that ride off-road ride on a machine that's probably right about here. Well, it's going to take a good bit more modification to make this machine do that for me, but it's much more, this is much more comfortable than it was down here, and I'm sure that I've gotten a good 1.5 inches of travel with these bar risers, and they make different kinds, but that's one of my most favorite modifications. It's an ergonomic thing, it's a safety thing, it's a control thing, because I can control the bike a whole lot better up here than I can down here, especially when on the pegs, and it makes it more comfortable even when I'm down sitting on the seat too. The bars are up higher. One concern you might have is the mirror travel, especially on aftermarket windshields, because these things connect with that, but you know, I can still turn. Just got to remember, doing sharp turns, slow, low-speed turns, they're going to connect with that. Don't let it freak you out, and make sure that you've got the ability to turn. Rocks risers, that's what I recommend. That's what I've had on the last 3 bikes that I've modified, and their interesting and unique design allows you to move the bars forward, not just up, but forward too. So I really like that part of it. But check them out. I want to show you a bonus farkle that I put on here that makes my riding so much better. I'm pretty sure this is maybe an inch or two taller than a standard factory windshield. I don't know. This is my first 650. I had a 1000 before, and it had a much smaller windshield. I think it came down to about right here. So I'm pretty sure this is aftermarket windshield, but I'm 6'5", and my head sticks up, and there's a lot of buffeting with this windshield, so I ordered this little thing off of Amazon. I've never used one of these before, and it took me a while to adjust it to get it just right. This thing, if you loosen these things, it can go way up, it can go all kinds of different things, but this little thing has taken care of 100% of the buffeting. It's just amazing. It's night and day. It's like having a really tall windshield without having a really tall windshield. There is some visibility stuff, especially when I'm off-road and I'm trying to find the best path. There's more plastic in my way and these handles, but it's just a minor trade-off, and you know, in reality I probably should be on the pegs most of the time anyway when I'm doing the nasty, tricky stuff. So but I'm going to post a link down below for this little gadget. I think it was 25, 27 bucks, worth every freaking penny. This thing is amazing. There may be some other options out there, but I went with the cheapest one that looked like it would fit on my bike, and I think these things are pretty universal, easy to install as far as your as long as your windshield is a standard gauge and doesn't have some kind of a outer support bracket or anything like that. Fits right on, relatively easy to adjust. Maybe the only thing that you'll have to do is adjust it for the wind flow. If you're tall, or if you got a short windshield, or if you just have any kind of buffeting at all, I would highly recommend something like this. Hey folks, thanks for watching yet another one of my meaty okra videos. And glad you got a chance to drink from this tall glass of meaty okra tea. If you learned anything from this video, do me a favor and hit that like button or drop me a comment. Both of those do pretty well for the performance of the video, and YouTube tends to recommend videos more. At least they say they do when people like and share and comment. So if you have anything to say, it doesn't even have to be nice. You can be mean. I'm mean sometimes. It's cool. Drop me a comment. Let me know what's going on. Tell me what's happening in your edge of the world, and hopefully I'll respond. And I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.